The period following the US intrusion was a period of large expect. The Gold Year. Following the dark of the Taliban guideline, Afghanistan eventually seemed to be on the way to a superior lifetime. But present, 15 years after, how expect has missing and lifetime seems to be though stronger rather than up. I began work as a photograph for AFP by the Taliban, in 1998. They despised journalists, so I was ever really restrained, I ever done certainly to put on the conventional shalwar kameez gear while departure external, and I took pictures in a little chamber how I hid in a shawl wrapped up about my brush. The Taliban restrictions done it very hard to job. They prohibit the shooting of all residing things, for sample, be they men or animals. One day I was take pictures of a link external a bakehouse. Lifetime at the period was difficult, human beings were out of job, prices were departure via the rooftop. Several Taliban close me. Which are you making, they claimed. Anything, I responded. I'm take pictures of the loaf. Fortunately there was in the age of digital cameras, so they couldn't verify to do certainly I was expressive the true. I seldom put my behalf on my photos at the period, I fair signed them stringer, so as not to paint undesirable focus to myself. The bombings began less than rather than a monthly after, on October 7, targeting the town of Kandahar close the Pakistan boundary, how the Taliban had done as their equity. I was in the medium of phoning in the data to Islamabad while I heard the planes above Kabul. The at first bombs were omitted close the aeroport. I didn't sleeping how overnight, but I couldn't go external. The next night I led to the aeroport in my vehicle. Not far of it, I came through a team of several half a dozen Taliban fighters, dressed in dark. One of them closed me. Here, I'm pleasant present so I'm not departure to murder thou, but get out of their order off. I rotated about, heard behind and leftward my car at the office space. The town was empty. I came behind in my bicycle, love and common boy, a shawl wrapped up about my brush to conceal my chamber. I took 6 photos how date, fair 6. I ended up send 2 of them. Later one night, the Taliban were lost, disappearing in slim airborne. You should include seen it. The gateway were imbued in human beings. It was love human beings were upcoming out of the shadows in the lighting of lifetime once again. Associate began inbound in droves. AFP shipped a lyrics interviewer and a photograph of Moscow order, off and up you knew it, down there were a half a dozen of us. Kabul became journalistin. The office space was never blank. I helping out all, be it to discover accommodation, a vehicle, a fixative or a top way to get some time. My top boyfriend outdoor the Sultan hostel, the at first one in Kabul, and requested me to accede him in the enterprise. I should include, he ended up manufacturing a look. It was unbelievable to see all such foreigners following all the year of insulation by the Taliban. They came of anywhere, and groups of family would run front of them on the gateway. I recall one youthful person, keeping a buck, echoing above and above, he's the at first buck how I've always detained. It was a period of large expect. The Gold Year. No fight in the town. The gateway were imbued in military of Britain, France, Germany, Canada, Italy, Turkey. The soldiers would patrolling the town on leg, proverb high, weakened and smile. I could photo them as lot as I requested. You could journey everywhere, southward, east, western. Anywhere was secure. And later in 2004, the Taliban came behind. At first in the Ghazni provincial in the southwest. Later in 2005 and 2006, they began to distribution of, love a viral infection. Later the attacks begun in Kabul, targeting places visited by foreigners. The side was above. Present the Taliban are once again anywhere and we are jammed in Kabul largest of the period. T-walls, such specific blocks intended to defend versus blockhead trapped cars and trucks, include sprouted all above the town. Human beings are no much longer amiable in the direction who in a chamber. Frequently they be violent. Human beings don't confidence nobody, particularly who work for a overseas news story agent. Are you a agent? They request. 15 years following the US intervene, the Afghans discover themselves out of cash, out of job, fare in the Taliban at their threshold. In the departure of significant West military in 2014, lot foreigners include leftward and include been neglected, as include the billions of dollar filled in the nation. I length for such year, once next the arrive of the Americans. Of year the town has modified a lot with 2001. New buildings include been constructed, big avenues include replaced diminutive gateway. The signs of war include all but disappeared, besides for the old Darulaman King Castle, you won't see a spoil in the town. The store are complete and you can discover nearly whatever. But down there is no more than expect. Lifetime seems to be though more than hard rather than by the Taliban since of the dangerous situation. I don't venture to get my family for a go. I include 5 and they expend their period cooped up within the building. Each night as I go to the office space and each night while I back household, all I believe of are cars how can be blockhead trapped, or of suicidal bombers upcoming out of a mob. I can't get the hazard. So we don't go of. I recall all too so my boyfriend and fellow Sardar, who was annihilated in his woman, a child and a son time on an excursion at a inn, in just his little son once surviving the assault. I include never thick felt lifetime to include so slight prospects and I don't see a way of. He's a period of concern.